winding up his opponents.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening. It's only afternoon. How are we all doing? Great result. What an absolute chaotic. I was going to say a bit of a mixture between mayhem and chaotic. But what an afternoon, Matt. How are you doing? All right.
I'm struggling. I'm chewing my pint, and I had a rough night. So, but that made it feel all a bit better.
Do you just want to tell the people who might be listening what you actually were doing, and then they might not have as much sympathy? I'll tell them. I'll tell you. So Matt was doing.
I'm a Tory.
Matt was on a wine tasting event last night, and he's moaning about being rough. He also moaned this morning and spent 30 quid on a breakfast. So I've no sympathy for you, to be fair. Absolutely zero sympathy.
Cracking, in fact, it was spot on.
Was it worth every penny?
It was, absolutely.
Did it feed just you, or was it like? Did you invite a local football team round or what?
2 kids.
There looked to be a lot of food there, to be fair, for 2 kids.
Well, one of them's 17. He's like a dustbin. He eats at least as much as I do.
Right. So we are very lucky today. We've got a couple of guests. The first being a local band from. Let him tell us where they're from. Actually, let's just get him on. Ben's here from Apollo Junction. How are you doing, Ben?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, you?
Very, very well. Thank you for asking. Very well. Tell us who you are. Obviously, you got your name there, Ben, Apollo Junction bassist. But tell us a little bit more. Come on. Everyone's in a good mood.
Apollo Junction. We from Leeds. Initially, we're from different areas in Leeds. Johnny, are you a London lad? Honorary Yorkshireman he is. Drunk. But
I like how you don't know that. How long have you been in the band? How long is that? You not just drafted him in today, have you?
No, well, he always brags. He always brags and goes, "Oh, I studied drumming at School of Music in London or somewhere." Yeah, somewhere like that. So he makes, but yeah, he is an honorary Yorkshireman. But yeah, we're all from Leeds and big fans of the club, and we're big fans of music. And hope we're in studio now, finishing our album. So good times ahead, mate. Good times ahead.
Pardon? Finish it off. You forgot to mention that you were a big fan of Orta Know Better, but we'll let that slide this time.
I do apologise. Sorry. I'm still buzzing, to be honest.
I know, mate. I know. Yeah, we're big fans of yours. We've got a team outing booked to come and see you in November. I think it's the 27th in Leeds.
It is, right? Yeah. There's not many tickets for that left, so that will sell out, and we've got some other big shows as well, which we can't announce just yet. But that one's going to be a very, very, very special show for us.
Good, yeah. Looking forward to it. So Matt, rather than sit there and not saying anything, why don't you give us your honest opinion of today's game, and tell me a little bit more. Give me something to feed off. Don't be there like a little hungover orc.
I'll try
in the
to
corner.
All right. No,
put your hood up in that, and just put your hood up and just.
Mum's spaghetti.
Yeah.
No, first 20 minutes, I was a bit worried that we're going to go the way of the Brighton game. That they were stopping us playing, they were pressing, and they were doing pretty well at stopping us doing what we wanted to do in the wide positions, and they were applying pressure. And I'd gone 5-1, as you know, and I was getting a bit worried about that scoreline at that point in time. And then they seemed to, they grew into it. It wasn't like they just turned it on like the flick of a switch. They grew into it, but from that point on, I think they kind of started to take control. I think the timing of the first goal were important to get it in the first half, and then in the second half we just blew them away. It was
absolutely couldn't agree more. Ben, anything? Would you say anything different? That's quite a fair assessment, I think. But anything that stood out for you in the game today? Do you think there was anything that, obviously the first half was really difficult? I think for the first 45 minutes.
I thought it was quite a mature performance from a very young side. Things might have gone differently at the start of the season, but like Matt just says, we grew into the game, and they were absolutely fantastic second half. But the beauty of it is when you do go 1-0 up, just like that at half time, we can play to our style better because the opposition has no choice then but to attack us. So it suited us great.
That does suit us, and I think it's very sort of cliche, but we are a second half team because of our fitness. We do seem to push on and have better second halves than we tend to do first halves.
Looking at Rodrigo's goal, and you saw Charlie Taylor just panting out of breath. Oh, a joy to behold.
Looked like he just had 20 Lambert, didn't he, on his way chasing him back? Absolutely knackered.
Yeah, but it's fitness. I mean, Championship's 46 games. I believe it. We were always going to be fine, So
yeah.
I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving it, mate.
Have you got any mates who are Burnley fans? Has anybody got any friends who are Burnley fans?
Yes,
I don't know any.
We've got some quite dedicated fans actually who are Burnley fans, so might give them a bit of stick just for laughs.
Well, you want to be careful, or they won't be coming to your gigs.
Yeah, I know, that's it. Yeah, they're always back. But you know what? We've had years of garbage. In all Championship League 1 years. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it.
That's it. We've got to enjoy it while it's there. I said to somebody the other day there on Twitter, it's a special time to be a Leeds United fan, and we've just got to soak it up. Bielsa's not going to be here forever. We're not going to be playing sexy football forever. The realism is that it's not going to happen forever. So we've just got to really, really, really enjoy that and take it in. Speaking of sexy, why don't we get our other guest on?
I don't like that. No.
I don't want to make you feel any more embarrassed. But Anna, how did you see that today? Did you enjoy that?
It was great. Yeah, like you guys said, first 15, 20 minutes was rough. I think once, oddly enough, I feel once Llorente got kneed in the back, stuff kind of switched for us a little bit. And we turned it on a little bit. And the start of the second half was a little bit dodgy as well, but Melia made a good save, and I think we picked it up, scored some goals. We played a bit crap kind of toward the end of the second half, but we were 3-0 up, so who cares?
Yeah. They made, give Burnley give Burnley their due for the first half, pretty much. They matched us, and they made it awkward and difficult. They were old manning us. They were leaving the foot in. They were making it old school football and hurting us in a way. They were playing anti-football. They were missing the midfield out. It was shite to watch. And then we got that goal. And just as Ben said, as soon as we got that goal and went into an half time in the league, they were always chasing the game. They were going to make it. Leeds were going to make it as tough. Bielsa and the lads were going to make it as tough as possible for Burnley to get back into it. And we punished them. We went some of the play that who was it? It was Rafinha put it through, wasn't it? That bit of play in the middle of the second half. Out
to Harrison, and then Harrison crossed it in.
Yeah,
that one that got blocked. That would have been a hell of a goal. I think.
One of the goals of the season. Who was your man of the match then today, Ben?
I'm going to go Harrison. His work rate were just off the chart, and he needed that. With Costa injured and he's not being as consistent, and he needed that. I thought I'd give it to Harrison, but I thought Rodrigo, it was just so natural playing up front as well. But I'm giving it to Harrison.
Yeah, good shout. I think
Harrison got 2 assists, didn't he? 2 assists and a goal.
Yeah,
so, it's not a bad day at work.
No.
Yeah, you can't take it away from him. He didn't half deserve that, and I think he's obviously had his doubts, as we spoke about him on the pod the other day, on the main pod, and we spoke about the buyout clause and would we take a chance, and it almost doesn't. I mean, we all said we would take him on 10, 11 million pound or whatever it is, because he's probably worth double that immediately because of his age and his British nationality and his English nationality and whatever else moving forward. But he showed today how class he can be. I think he's had a bit of a run of games where he's possibly, maybe lacked a bit of belief, and things haven't gone for him and stuff. But these I thought he played well against Spurs actually as well. But yeah, I think he was well deserved man of the match performance. Special mention obviously for Rodrigo coming on and bagging those 2 goals. What time is it there, Hannah?
It's 7 now, 7:15. So kickoff was at 4:30 this morning.
Right, 4:30 this morning. So that is some commitment, isn't it?
And did you power through?
I did. I watched all of it.
Didn't have any sleep this time?
No, dude, this is like so much better too, because I don't know if it's just the internet and the fact that we're on the Premier League now. I was getting up at 4:30 to listen to us on the radio when we were in like the championship in League One. So like it could be a lot worse. This is fun. So
yeah, it's nice to watch, isn't it? It's a nice feeling going into a Leeds game thinking, actually, I'm not watching fucking Nolan up front or, you know, somebody proper shite.
We're not playing Oldham or Exeter away. It's like it could be a lot worse.
You know what? I was in Australia when we had the Bristol Rovers game, 2009-10 at Ellen Road, the massive League One game. And that was on about 3 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And started watching it on TV, and they only played first half. And then
turned it off.
Yeah, well, we saw it on the TV guide.
What the Leeds players did, or
the Australian TV. The Australian TV. It went on to like some soap. Half time.
Neighbours on at half time.
Seriously,
awesome.
about 4 in the morning. But it did say on TV guide it was going to do that, but I thought surely not. You know, and some pundits like, oh, you know, great work, great. This is so spicing up to be a great game. We've got to go now. I was like, what?
You didn't get to see it?
No, I've got some proper dodgy stream and got to see it.
That's hilarious.
Oh, screamed when Beckford scored, you know. So all pixelated.
Yeah. So why don't we take a minute just to reflect on what we could have won, and we look at the ex-Leeds players that performed for Burnley today. So we got the Poppadom wrists goalkeeper Bailey Peacock Farrell.
Oh my God.
Poppadom. I don't know why they call him Poppadom wrist. It's just a rumor. But yeah, how would we rate his performance then? Pretty much how he was when he was at Leeds. Anna, what do you think? Out of 10, what would you give him?
A 2. Imagine leaving.
I thought you were going to say it then.
-7. Imagine, how about -14 because he's only played 4 games and allowed 14 goals. Imagine leaving for freaking first team football and doing that. Congratulations.
Going and sitting on Burnley's bench.
Yes.
Imagine being sat on a bench in Burnley anyway. But Burnley's actual bench is fucking 10 times worse.
I was just thinking during the game too, because I freaking love Leeds Twitter, like from our account and what Wilson does, and then just the banter that we all do. I'm like, imagine being a Burnley fan. What is Burnley Twitter like? That must be dire. That must be absolutely shit. But yeah.
So BPF was actually given a 4.13 on the BBC Sport website as a game rating, which makes him their second best player.
Are they counting his save against Alioski's shot on goal?
The one that hit the corner flag. They're giving 5.6. They've given 5.6 on Sofa's goal, which is actually their lowest performer, which I would probably agree with. I thought it was absolutely diabolically shit, and I wouldn't have him back as I'd rather play an under 13s player than him in that. I think. Well, not even a fully formed adult in that. In fact, I'd go as far as saying. Anyway, I'm not going to continue, but let's move on. Charlie Taylor, Ben, what did you make of his performance?
I thought it was quite well. I thought it was good, but I don't rate the guy at all. You know, I believe it was he the one who refused to play for Leeds for 2 games.
He did towards the end of his. He did at the end because he was scared of getting injured. Yeah,
well, that's pathetic. So yeah, I'll give him his 0.
Oof. Yeah, I'd agree. Do you know what? I was reading, scrolling through Twitter. I was popping a couple of tweets out throughout the game, and I was reading a couple, and there was quite a few people saying, "Oh, I'd have Taylor back. I'd have Taylor back." I would not have Charlie Taylor back in my team.
I'd rather keep Alioski.
Yeah, absolutely.
The club, like once you refuse to wear the shirt, then you shouldn't be allowed to put it. You know, you can't come back. No chance.
Yeah. Nah, and especially the way he left as well. I don't think he saw a better opportunity. He wasn't that great, albeit in a bad team. He was quite good for Leeds in a championship team. He's done all right. He's done mediocre in the Premiership. But there's not a chance on this earth I would even consider looking at somebody of his caliber and quality. If we want to be moving forward, I would say he's a step back from Alioski at left back.
Yeah,
I would as well. And somehow he's a child, but he's got even less hair than me. How does that work?
Who?
Charlie Taylor?
He's not that young. He's 27 years old.
I know, but it feels like
younger than me.
He's 27 years old, I think. So he's how long's he been at Burnley then? It must be 4 or 5 years now. Has it been that long?
Word for
I
it.
can't remember. I'm guesstimating there. So moving forward then. Was it just Chris? What who else has played for us then? There was another, weren't there?
We nearly signed Vidra, didn't we?
Vidra, I mentioned. We'll mention Vidra anyway because he has signed for Leeds 12 times, sat in Dakota in Leeds. I thought he would looked relatively lively for them in the first half, and I thought he looked quite dangerous. Again, didn't add any threat. Why would you play a 5'9" striker when you're trying to play hoofball? I didn't understand it. They were playing over their midfield. Yeah, I get that.
Traditional 4-4 fucking 2, big man, little man, Kevin Phillips and Niall Quinn. Shit 90s football that Dyche does.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and he was missing the midfield out. And to be fair, their midfield looked like they could play a bit. In the first half, they were moving it around nicely. They were bringing our players out of position and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then they just started fucking hoofing it over the top again. And they looked absolutely gash, literally terrible. They look like they should be relegated. In fact, fucking relegate Burnley.
How good Strick,
He's unreal, isn't
he? Or Strauch, however you pronounce him. I mean, I thought he had everyone tucked in his pocket. Him and Llorente. I wouldn't have said that 5-6 weeks ago. Them two are solid at the back.
Yeah.
And I can't see how Cooper gets back in based on the recent performances.
No, I don't. And he's a big Apollo Junction fan as well.
And I like him. I like him. We're big Cooper fans on here. Well, most of us are, aren't we, Matt?
Some of us are.
Yeah, some of us are. But I cannot see how he's going to get in that first team over either Stroik or however you say it, or Llorente, because they're simply too good to leave out.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant to see, because I felt really sorry for Llorente at the start of the season. I thought, is he going to be one of these players who just cannot cope with Bielsa?
Yeah, you think he was going to be a Rocky Junior?
Yeah. We saved everyone. We saved. We got this World Cup winner. Oh God!
Guys.
Go on, Hannah. What were you going to say there? Sorry.
I forgot. I don't know. I think Llorente was probably my man of the match, to be honest.
Right.
He is every week on Orta Know Better. To be fair.
Really? I always went for Dallas, but.
He was relatively quiet today, but if you watched him, he worked so hard. He was back and forward, and he cut off the channels. He was really good, but he just wasn't as good as some of the other players. I tell you what, it's so nice to see Klitsch score today, wasn't it?
Yeah. What a hit too! It was a perfect curve. He needed that. He's had a bit of a rough season, so.
Just as you mentioned Dallas, though, I really, really liked what he said in the build-up to the game when they asked him about, the season and whether it was tough and how they were feeling and things like that. And he went, Premier League's easier for us. Ben mentioned earlier about there being a fewer number of games, I think, in season. Mm-hmm. So just being able to say 3 games from end of season, Premier League, it's all right. That completed it, mate. It's just.
And you know what? It is easy for them because they work so hard in training. You reap what you sow. Do you know what I mean? They worked so hard, they played. They were physically prepared for 46 games last season, and they didn't burn out like this whole Bielsa burnout myth happened. They're playing 8 games less this season, albeit there was a short.
Really?
Fewer.
What did I say?
Less.
They are playing 8 games less.
Fewer.
Same fucking difference, isn't it?
Hey, 1 minute. In the studio, there's a grammar dictionary. Here it is. The size of that.
Whereabouts is the studio, Ben?
It's in Bramley. It's called Nave. It's like an really old church converted. It looks great. I can't go up to the Studio 1 at the minute because there's a drummer in there from another band, but we're just mixing. Just round corner there. It's it's going really, really well.
Good. I need to look at tickets for that Leeds concert because I might come out for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving in the US is November 25th. So I'm thinking about if I can come to England. And I haven't seen my family in like 2 years. So
we'll dedicate a song to you.
I'll be there.
It's my birthday on the 28th as well. I'm going to be.
I'm not coming. No, I'm not coming then. Never mind.
You lost the ticket there, pal.
So if anybody wants to donate any presents, then you're more than welcome.
Grammar dictionary.
Yeah. So last but not least, then we'll move on to Chris Wood, who actually pissed me off today a bit. To be fair,
whingy.
It was been a bit of a dick, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was been a bit of a dick against Lorente, was it? I think him and Lorente.
Yeah, he was in Alioski as well. He's been not Alioski, Ailing. Like shoved him over. He's such a twat. I hate that guy. He also did the I'm not gonna play. Okay, nobody knows who the fuck you are now, so congratulations.
Who the fuck is Chris Wood? I think. Do you know what he looked leading up to today? I think he scored either once or twice against Fulham when they played earlier on in the week. And he looked dangerous. He's in a bit of form. I thought we might have a bit of trouble with him today, but we neutralised that. I mean, I said this to Stats earlier on today. How we've almost shifted our performances from being gung ho, let's fucking attack and win by 5 goals. No, we won by 4, but we're almost, as Ben said, we're almost more disciplined now, and we can almost shift that transition from defense to attack quite naturally. Whereas before it was very much attack or defend. Mm-hmm. We've almost implemented an additional strand to our gameplay.
Yeah.
Do you know what? The lot of them are just legends. They really are. That squad that got us our championship for me, I'll be telling, all being well, I'll be telling my grandkids about them, And I really hope, and I'm going off topic. I just hope to see Hernandez, for like one more year. I want to see him one more time. When we're all back in the ground and stuff. Even if he's playing Accrington EFL Mickey Mouse Cup. I don't care. I'd love to see him.
Just give him a send-off.
I'm so proud of these players, and it's all Bielsa. Yeah. It's just the culture of the club. Is just players want to be there. You've got to want to wear the shirt.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And if anyone that's listening has been Twitter messaging Pablo's wife asking for kits, go fuck yourself.
Absolutely. We heartily endorse this message.
Leave her alone.
Did you see that?
I do leave her alone. Yeah, I did. I did see it. Yeah, I did see it, and I thought it was pretty. It's a bit shitty. She's got a family. She at the end of the day, people, and I can see why a lot of people will be messaging. They'll probably be messaging on behalf of charities and various other bits and pieces. But there will be those people that are messaging just as fucking chances. And Ben, you probably know, being in the limelight now.
Whoa! What you mean? Not me.
I think he meant people begging you for stuff.
You've got a bit tickets
Superstar.
and things. Up and coming band. You're gonna have tickets are only fucking 12 quid or something, people. Just buy one.
No, do you know what? We won't. We're not going to make much money out of this gig. We do it to get people to see us. But you are right. Like we're starting to. I won't go into, but we get the odd div who just gives us abuse, now and again, and you just think, but for every 100 people that are on earth, 99 of them are great, So you just got to just ignore it.
Yeah,
you're gonna get them everywhere,
Yeah, we had a brief chat earlier on this week. It was Matt and I actually, I think, with Graham from Leeds United Supporters Trust, and we were saying how much we'd love to see, because he's still got a year on his contract as Pablo. It's not finished. So we were just saying how much we'd love to see, either if he goes or stays, we don't know, but we'd just love to see him, even if it's in a friendly situation or what, we just don't know. But we would love to. He's been a fantastic, and what a signing at the time. I remember being really excited about him.
Yeah.
And then he surpassed all that. He went even further than what I expected. I remember
scored that goal against Cardiff, didn't he?
Yeah.
Scored that one at Cardiff. And
Swansea.
Yeah.
Was that his first goal? His first goal?
No, sorry. I thought
his first goal, sorry.
Bit.
But I'm sure it was Cardiff. And he might have been, but the Swansea goal I'll never forget.
Yeah.
Ever forget that.
I think I woke my entire neighborhood up.
He's really, really passionate here, Ben. I love it.
I am, because but I got pissed on at Yeovil away years ago. You know, I think it might be Stephen Warnock who scored a complete spoofy goal.
Oh, when he tried to cross it in. Yeah,
Oh,
like
but
a Ronaldinho one.
They were just blowing on us. They were not just stood there going, and I'm looking around. I'm looking at my car going, oh, I could still catch a better game if I signed up freezing. And I thought, I'm going to remember this. And we played Accrington once in Paint Trophy, freezing. Then and I thought, when we're in Premier League, I'm going to love every second of it. You know?
Yeah, nice. Are we going to give Chris Wood a rating, or we're going to just tell him to fuck off?
Sack him off.
Fuck
yeah, you. I agree with you a lot. So I've had a couple of comments while we've been chatting. Simon Johnson just said, Ben, this is Simon Johnson, ex of Leeds United. So Ben, can you be careful with your sound effects, please? My household think I'm watching porn.
Oh, don't Bluetooth it to Alexa speaker. That's my advice.
Pipes, who comes on very often after the games and does have a bit of a chat with us. Another top performance. Very happy for Rodrigo, Calvin, and Llorente was also brilliant.
I think that's Jimmy, isn't it?
Oh, of course it is. It's Jimmy the ref.
Yeah.
I knew I recognised the name. What do you make of that, Anna? Then do you think it's good assessment? Happy for Rodrigo?
Yep. Yeah.
He looks different in a striker role, doesn't he? He looks completely different.
It's great. And I was thinking too, because I think we've had so many matches, and Bamford's been great this season. I think early on the season, I was a bit nervous. Like, he doesn't really have anyone fighting against him for his spot, and there's a few games that he couldn't finish. And I think it's nice that he can come off and we can bring on someone like Rodrigo off the bench is different. It hits different. It's fantastic. So he was pissed that he didn't get the ball to score a hat trick, which I love. I'm like, yes. So
passion, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think he's right though. Calvin Llorente, Harrison, and I think Melier too had
some important stops, didn't he?
Yeah, outstanding performance again.
The games, there was a point actually where I think it was the early in the second half he made a really important save at 1-0, yeah, and that could have changed the game completely for me. If we'd have conceded there, the game almost transitions done it to a little bit more of a chess match. Whereas 1-0 up, we were pretty comfortable. Laurie Lee or Chris Wood going to join a big club really worked well for him. Well, that goes for quite a lot of them, doesn't it? That goes for Charlie the Snake Taylor and Poppadom wrists as well.
Poppadom wrists.
I love that. 5 minutes ago. Yeah, we really shouldn't be, just saying these things about players, but Chris Wood.
Fuck
that, man.
Sorry, I know it's. Yeah, I know it's only mid-afternoon and we do swear quite a bit on here. So if you have got children and you don't want to hear it, probably best not watching. So it's entirely up to you. Because Hannah's vocabulary.
Hannah's known for it. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I came on this podcast early in the morning and you did not tell me I could not say the C word. So I let it fly.
Hey, it's early in America. Right, we've had Jay, who people will probably know. He's the ugly one from the podcast who looks a little bit like Thomas Brolin. He said, mature performance is a good description. Tarkowski was definitely out to wind people up, looking for cards. Did well not to rise to it. I don't think he was looking for cards. I think he was old manning us, and I think he was probably leaving a foot in to let the attack, let Bamford and so on know he was there. What did you make of Tarkowski, Ben?
Agreed with that comment. I did think you were there just to wind the players up, but under Bielsa, you're going to have a lot of level heads, and we're just not going to rise to it. Is he the one? Do you know when Alioski did his?
Yeah.
Was that to him?
No, I think that was to me.
No, I don't think it was me either.
No, it wasn't you.
His name's,
I can't think who it was now.
It took him off, didn't it? Dice took him straight off after that.
Yeah. Anyway, if anybody missed it, just really quickly, this is what we're referring to.
Oh no, it was McNeil.
Yeah, winding
it's like a schoolboy.
I love him so much.
I do.
I literally legend shithouse.
So We've also had a question about Harrison from Laura Shepherd. I don't know if you want to take this one, Hannah. Does Harrison stay, and how much do we pay? So I think we spoke about this briefly the other night, and I don't know whether it's an obligation or a option to buy. And I think it's set at 11 million.
Yeah.
Do we keep him?
For that money, definitely. I think so. He's like, I don't know. You talked about it a little bit earlier. He had a couple games where he's kind of like, meh. And I feel like there's so many games where like Rafinha plays really well and the rest of the team might struggle. I feel like if Harrison doesn't play well, it affects everybody. Like our play is very, very different. And if he's not playing well. So, I mean, if we sign him and we pay him, and I know he gets along with Calvin really well and he gets along with the lads really well, I think that he could be a substantial part of this team for a while. And he's young and he's skillful. His crosses are unbelievable. So, yeah, I think we pay for him.
And just to put it into context, we paid £15.98 million for Costa.
So we're getting him for £4 million cheaper. I could get a couple of Bugatti Veyrons, can I, with a change?
Mental.
Yeah.
But no,
so,
I mean,
so yeah.
If you look at Harrison, does he? I mean, who's in the Manchester City team who plays that position? You know, is
Sterling, Torres, Foden.
Well, look, he can either go and chase silverware sat on the bench, or I think he'll come. I think it's a no-brainer. I think we'd have to.
I think he'll stay.
I really do.
I think he'll stay. I almost think that we probably would have signed him last season if there wasn't loads more going on, and because of COVID and whatever else was going on. So I think we probably would have signed him then, but for whatever reason, we extended it with a view to paying a little bit more, I think. So, but we were quite shot down, actually, weren't we, the other day on the pod? Because apparently it's an obligation to buy, so we've got to buy him anyway, apparently. I don't know how true that is. And as I say, it was only one or two people that were saying that. Yeah, Laura said that she agrees. She agrees with us.
Yep.
Do you remember the Ladbroke? Just going back to the swearing bit. Do you remember the Ladbroke tweet about Charlie Taylor and Chris Wood?
The what?
The Ladbrokes put a tweet out, and it didn't news at the time. I remember it now. I'd forgotten this before, but Ladbrokes tweeted a middle finger up saying, "Dear Charlie Taylor and Chris Wood," from Leeds fans after we beat them. I think it was a penalty shootout we beat them in. And they had to apologise for it.
If you Google it, it comes up.
They're one of Burnley's sponsors.
Oh, I remember it. Ladbrokes Burnley City Troll. Let's see if I can share my screen. I've got it up here. Share for anybody that's not seen it. We'll just share that with you all. Let me just make sure any of my
close your dwarf
just close all my tabs.
Private browser.
Can you all see that?
No. Yes.
Yes, we can now. Yeah.
So Ladbrokes, one of their sponsors, dear Chris Wood and Charlie Taylor. You're sincerely Leeds fans. Fantastic, absolute shithousing. We love a bit of that.
Proper shithousing. Love it. I love the fact that you got free retro in there as well. I like that, Luke. Well done.
I think that's my cookies, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be. Yeah.
Thank God. No midget porn today. So yeah, that's the Burnley team talked about. I mean, they were pretty. What I'm going to do is just, if we could all agree on some match ratings for the players, then quickly. What do you think? If we just fly through them and I'll ask one of you to name a player each. So we'll start with you, Ben, and start with the goalkeeper, Meslier. What are you going to give him out of 10?
I was hoping you'd say that. I'm going to give him 8.5.
8.5.
There were a couple of dodgy passes, but he's saving crucial times. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Just out of interest, on the BBC website, 8.56. You couldn't have been any closer.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Get him working for the BBC.
Johnny, I'm quid, man.
Luke Ayling then, Hannah. Give us a score for Luke.
I I give him a 7.5.
If you want to play along in the comments, by all means, just throw some numbers at us, and we can discuss as we're going along. 7.5. What's the BBC saying, Matt?
For Ayling, 8.12.
Oof. He got 6.8 on SofaScore. There's a bit of...
What?
I know, yeah. Diego Llorente, Matt, go on.
I rate him. What a boy! I think he's ace. I'll go 8.5 because I think that him and Melier both played well, so I'll give him the same rating.
Yeah,
but what a boy! I love it, and I think he's ace at bringing ball out. He's got a bit of that shithousery about him. He'll throw himself into a tackle, no bother. I think he's great.
Yeah.
I'd agree. I'll go with Pascal. I'm going to have to rate Pascal the same as Diego Llorente, 8.5. I thought they worked as a team, absolutely solid. Neither was better than the other, which we're now coming on to Alioski. For who went first? I've forgotten already.
I think Ben. Yeah.
It was me.
Go on then. I'll let you give Alioski the rating.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a 10 just for face.
For that.
Just for the bants. Do you know what? I bet he's such a lack of dressing room. And, they were talking about, if Alioski leaves, what he brings to that dressing room, I can just imagine the banter and the laughs they have with him there. Be quiet, if he goes. Yeah,
we've actually been rated by...
Only an 8?
You reckon you're giving him an 8? Yeah. We've all been rated by Jay, the dwarf of the gang, Cartier. Nothing against anybody who's vertically challenged, but Jay looks up to Willow and Yoda. So he's rated us all 2, 6, 8, 8, and Emma's just rated Hannah a 9. So.
Yes.
Yeah, well done. Moving on to the midfield, then we got Calvin Phillips. Hannah, for you, out of 10.
I don't know. I think he wasn't as great today. I'd maybe give him a 7. Sorry, I don't care. Bring it. Yeah, I mean he was fine. There was a couple times that he gave the ball away, and he kind of dove in for the ball, and they just went by him. I don't know. He was all right. He wasn't like, oh yeah, that's a great game.
Yeah. So you're giving him a 7?
Yep. That's a C.
Cool stuff. And then we go back to the right midfield or right wing, whatever you want to call it, for you, Matt. Rafinha.
Oh, sexy footballer. Brilliant. I don't think you were quite... Hannah mentioned about Harrison and when we were talking earlier. I don't think you were quite as good as Harrison today. I don't think it was quite as good as he can be. But I love the audacity of the things he tries, and I love the passion in him. How angry he gets when he gets it wrong. If he doesn't get something absolutely spot on, he's furious with himself, and I love that.
He is.
He's a winner. I love it. But so rating. I get 8.
Get to the fucking point, Matt.
It doesn't have a ring though, does it? Rafinha in Burnley. It just doesn't sound right.
It's almost like he's been brought there illegally and just left, isn't it?
Oh my
God. Myself and Stewie Dallas, quiet but hardworking by all accounts. Relatively quiet, but I think what we didn't see was the work rate that he put in today because there were so many other players that shone. So a steady 7 at 7.5, well above average as per usual. Great work rate, put some good tackles in as well, but not as good as some of our better players today. So I'm going to go 7.5 for Stuart Dallas. That takes us on back to Ben for Click.
I am absolutely delighted for him that he got that goal. I think he absolutely needed it. And, a couple of dodgy passes. I'll probably got the goal, didn't he? 8.4.
8.4. You don't think he was as good as Pascal and Diego?
Yeah, what actually?
8.2.
He got subbed off, didn't he? Like on FIFA, when you take a sub off, they don't get us. That's what I'm thinking. No, yeah, go on. I'll go 8.7.
Oh, you're too easily led. 8.2 on BBC. You're just about there.
Oh, you were close, Ben.
Oh, what a...
Yeah.
I'm delighted for him to go.
to my man of the match, and I think most of our man of the match, apart from Hannah, Jack Harrison. Give us a score.
Is it me?
That's you, Hannah. Are you Hannah? Hannah?
No. I don't know. Solid 9.
Solid 9. I think his performance deserved a 10 today if it was up to me. 2 assists and a goal.
He's not going to shag you.
There's no such thing as a 10.
He might.
Hannah's mum's nice.
I'm so gonna murder you when I meet you in person.
So we're giving Jack Harrison a 9. You don't think he was worthy of maybe a 10?
Are you asking me?
No,
I'm asking Hannah, but she's not happy.
I said 9. Did I stutter?
Is that... No. Right there, that leaves Matt. Patrick Bamford, what are you going to give him?
Oh, bless him. I mean, we were dynamite after he'd gone off, and I don't think he really did anything wrong. He didn't have a lot to feed on.
Yeah.
You know, it just... Yeah, but he wasn't really in the game. So, yeah, for me, probably one of the lower scores, maybe around a 7. He didn't do anything wrong, but he wasn't really in the game.
Yeah, similar to Dallas, I think his work rate was really high as per, but because there was players that outshone, you almost feel like they went missing, but they didn't. If you watch the game back, they were working the fucking asses off for each other. So I'll give him that. First sub who came on today then was Rodrigo, which I think is it back round to me. Rodrigo, 2 goals, absolutely outstanding. However, I would have given him a 9, but because Hannah's only rated the man of the match a 9, I've got to have to go slightly lower than that and say 8.999999999999999 recurring. So yeah.
Oh.
She did. She did. And I actually do have a bit of a stammer as well sometimes, so it made me feel great.
Oh my God.
I used to have.
This is why I'm single.
I used to have. My brother, if he's watching, he'll be taking the piss out of me because when we were younger, I used to have a real bad, not real bad, but one I could deal with. Usually when I've had a few of these, it comes back. But anyway, Rodrigo.
Just one other thing. Just need to mention, Pipes is not Jimmy the ref. I thought it was. I thought it was. It's Dave from Putsey, but now down south.
It's Pipes.
It's not, so it's not Jimmy the ref.
It's not Jimmy.
Oh.
Dave from Putsey.
Emma, I agree with you. Emma, just type, what would you have given Rodrigo out of 10 today? Because I'm very interested.
She's definitely one.
And moving back on, we got Tyler Roberts, who came on in the 76th minute. So, Ben, how did you rate Tyler's performance when he came on?
I'll be honest, I didn't make much of it. But, you know, he's got to do what he's got to do. When he takes that shot on, Rodrigo's through for hat-trick, but he needs the goal, so I don't blame him.
He does.
But
he does.
He didn't have as much time, so I'll probably go... He didn't do much wrong, did he? 7.
7, yeah. I mean, you can't really rate anybody less than a 7, can you? Because of the performances.
No, and that's not because of the result.
Stuart just does.
Stuart's just giving him a 4.
I think that's a bit harsh. You know, there were times when he had possession and he retained possession well. You know, at one point at left back, it took quite a bit of pressure off us, just with a smart little turn and then a layoff. And yeah, you're right though. He didn't get into much, but I think 4's a bit harsh.
Yeah, I think it's
4.
I don't know what.
No, Hannah, 4. Did we stutter?
Is that the number of hairs on your head?
No, it's the number on your chin.
Oh,
wow. I'm staying out of this one.
Come on now.
I'm off to go wash my head down the toilet.
Oh, that's funny.
So on Tyler Roberts then, while we're on that subject, Bielsa obviously really rates him. He's not quite adding a cutting edge, is he, for us? I mean, he looked a bit better off the bench today.
Yeah.
What do we do with him next year? Do we loan him out? Do we look to sell? What would you do with him, Ben?
If you look at how much and it pains me to say it, how much we all developed as a team with that extra year in the Championship under Bielsa, I think he needs another. I don't know. good Reading, QPR, someone, a championship team. He's got so much potential, but it's sad, isn't it? But you do get to the stage where you think, right, we just want to keep going and going and going and going, Leeds, and I want to see him improve. So I'd loan him out.
He's not going to improve,
and I don't like saying that
at his level. I think I totally agree with you. I've said the same a number of times. But I'd also look at the teams like West Brom who've gone down. They're going to be losing Pereira, who's a pretty much similar player. I would look at loaning him out to us because he's going to have better players around him. Not as good as
he doesn't want to play there, though, does he? He doesn't want to play there. He wants to be a striker. No, sorry, I mean position. Where Pereira plays, that's not where.
Who wants to live in West Brom, Simon?
But what I would say is Brentford are likely to get bullied out of retaining Tony because that's just what happens. They're going to bottle it at the end of the season and they're going to lose their star player. Him going in there wouldn't be a bad shout, I don't think.
Yeah, but does Bielsa see him as a striker and will he loan him out as a striker?
Good question.
I think Bielsa sees him as a number 10 and I don't see anything else.
No, but in the summer, we are going to buy out. We'll buy someone in the summer. And I think that's the position Bielsa's going to look at. And personally, and I don't know if Roberts will stay. I mean, permanent. I'd like him to just go out and loan, see what happens.
No, fair point. And then
he's obviously a young lad, isn't
he? He is. He's only 22 years old, and I think we take that for granted. Yeah. Because he's been with us and he's played such an integral part this year. He's played a lot of games for a 22-year-old. Because Bielsa's been quoted as saying that he doesn't believe players are physically ready enough to play to his expectation, I suppose, until they're 23. So for him to play so much at 22 and 21 probably he was early on the season. So yeah, he obviously rates him, and I think there is a great player in there, and I just think he's got his decision making needs to get better, which I think more minutes with a bit more time on the ball in a lower league will probably give him. I think you're right, Ben.
Yeah, I'll never forget Hull away when he came on, and I think we won 4-0. But when he came on, he just took.
Oh, I think we've lost you.
It just stopped.
It just.
You lost me.
We did do get you back now.
He came on.
Oh no, that happened. I was just saying, when he come on at Hull away, he tore him to shreds, didn't he? Last season.
Yeah.
God, not even last season.
Season
before, whatever. Yeah. And he's got so much.
It would have been
potential.
20 then. 20 years old. Do you know what I mean? Because he's been with us those 2 or 3 years in a tough Bielsa team. I think we probably take him for granted a bit, and I think he's nice. That's tonight sorted. Get the baby oil out.
Just for everybody on the audio podcast only, Simon Johnson, ex-Leeds United player, says it's boiling hot down here today. Don't knock it. Hot pants and a bra I've got on today. Hey, whatever floats your boat, mate.
And last but not least, little Ian. Hannah, what are you giving him?
He didn't have a lot of time, did he? He had like 8 minutes. I think he's all right.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, he's fine. Maybe like a 7.5. Yeah, it's average.
And similar with Pavetta then. Do you think he's going to be good enough for us to push on and finish higher in the league next season? Hannah?
I think so. Yeah. I think so. Yeah, I think he's great.
He had something different, doesn't he? He's really direct and he dribbles. He's almost like a Rafinha if you bought it from Wish.
Oh my God.
But not as bad as a Wish one. But you know what I mean? Just fuck it. He's
you can't retract from the joke. You said the joke.
He's got something different, I suppose. He's really he's got good feet and he's not afraid to take a player on. Not very often he beats a player, but when he does, it looks good. Sort of player.
I think he can improve definitely, and I think I still feel like he's excited when he gets the few minutes that he does to come off the bench, and if he can work with Rafinha, I think. Oh my God, what is happening here? I think I think he'll continue to improve. I think he's worth keeping around. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would loan him out. I think. Yeah, I think he'd be worth
a bit of a different demographic. Do you think?
Yeah,
right word, demographic.
No.
Dynamic.
Is that even a word?
Yes, it is a word.
It is a word, but that's not what you meant.
Just
you meant
shouting
dynamic
word.
would be the word.
Dynamic, different dynamic. Yeah, it
No.
begins with a D and ends in a C.
Just surprisingly, though.
So does other words.
Careful, Hannah. I just wanted to share the stats. I don't know if you can see them.
Nope.
I can't, but you
Burnley
probably
had
can if you're.
48% possession.
That's it.
No, that's wrong. That's Burnley.
That's what I said. Burnley had 48% possession. I didn't think there were anything like that. You know, in second half, we killed them off. So, I'd be interested to see what the first half stats. But they had as many shots as we did as well.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I think Bamford only had one shot on goal, and I think like 15 minutes into the first half, Burnley had like 70% possession.
Really?
So maybe that skewed it a bit, but
Yeah.
So that's the players done then. So we all agree, apart from Hannah, that Harry Donner was the man of the match. You give it to, was it Llorente? Did you say, Hannah?
yeah.
And what was your reason for giving it Llorente over?
Why do you hate Harrison so much?
I don't hate Harrison.
Why do you dislike Harrison?
I don't. I love that guy. I don't know. I just he was solid in the back. We did clean sheet. Don't make that fucking face at me when I say things. No, I mean they were both great. I mean, so I watch it here on NBC Sports. That's who owns the rights to a lot of the Premier League games. And I mean, they gave man of the match to Rodrigo. So yeah, but
goals in it.
yeah, it's Americans. Don't know.
You can't.
It's
Do you
just
know
Americans.
what?
It's just
Do you know what?
goals.
I don't disagree with it too much because he did come on and pretty much change. You know, everything he touched almost turned to goal.
Those goals look so easy. It was ridiculous.
Joking?
They look so easy. Like he made them.
I'm not having that.
What?
I
No,
think
they
that
look.
was foul,
No,
wasn't
I'm
it?
saying
easy.
he made it look so easy. Like he just like
Papadon wrists made it easy by just laying down.
that ball from Phillips for the second one.
Take
too,
me,
just...
he said.
See, look, Emma.
He made them look easy though.
That's what I
them.
said.
That's what she said. That is what she was saying.
I wasn't
What's in
listening.
your ear? Is that freaking cotton? What is that?
AirPods.
It's my AirPod.
Oh.
So I can choose when to turn you up and down.
Just turn me down.
So
Is
yeah, I
that
mean,
back to being single again.
Oh, me. Oh, Hannah.
Hannah being turned down.
So all in all, then we think. Well, where would you put that in terms of performances this year? Do you reckon that's probably our best performance this year?
I wouldn't say best. It's definitely up there. No, I don't think so.
Who was the best performance? If you don't think that, I think that was our best performance this season.
I still think the
Certainly second half.
Yeah. I mean, I still think the Liverpool game, even though we lost the first one, our first game, that was probably some of the best football I've seen us play.
West Brom beaten 5-0, didn't we?
Yeah.
Newcastle 5-2.
Man City.
Man City. Man City's mine.
Yeah.
What about Spurs?
Spurs.
Only last week. I don't remember much of that game. Though,
I was hammered. We had this discussion before the podcast.
I did rewatch it this week. The Spurs game.
We're not allowed to say 20 minutes. First 22 minutes.
Yeah, on the dot.
I'll probably say best performance where I thought Villa away.
Good shout.
Great performance.
That's true.
Yeah.
For me, that was the one for me.
There's been some real good performances actually this year when you look back, because I think I'm basing it on because I'm buzzing after today's scoreline and doing a real number on an anti-football team. And it just makes you feel a bit better, doesn't it? You know, when you Saturday afternoon, Leeds have won and they've played fucking well, it just makes the weekend go a little bit better. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, my kids aren't going to get drop kicked out the window today. But yeah, just a Leeds performance does so much for you in terms of your weekend, or even if it's a weekday, it does. But yeah, looking back, when you all mention it, there's been a lot of good performances this year, and it goes back to what I was saying earlier on in the podcast, that we've really got to enjoy this moment because it's not going to last forever. And as much as it pains me to say, I think I will cry the day Bielsa leaves.
Stop it.
Oh, I will. Yeah.
No,
Bringing us
definitely.
down
I'm
for?
serious.
We're supposed to be. You're just talking about how happy we are on a weekend at Leeds win,
Listen,
and now you're bringing
I'm
us
about
down.
to pick you back. I'm about to pick you back up. We can't. We're not all hungover like you. Go cry. Get it out your system. But yeah, no, I think all in all, as a what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. As an overall performance, I think as an overall demographic, I think because Rodrigo came on and did what he needed to do. He needed goals. Klitsch has scored a goal. There was just so much in it for me. And Harrison had a great performance. There was so much in it today that I think individuals needed, not necessarily the team needed.
Yeah.
But I think pushing on and moving forward, I think we're going to absolutely fucking hammer Southampton now as well.
I hope so.
Tuesday.
It's always nice.
Sorry,
go. You go.
Oh yeah, just saying, like last season, wasn't it, when we were like turning up to Derby half tanked up and just walking over them, and but it Charlton who we just pummeled on last day, whatever it was.
Oh no, Charlton was the last day. Yeah, sorry, but we beat Derby hungover as well, didn't we?
Yeah,
that Ben White look at the end of the game, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Where does that mean? I don't know if anyone's done the sums on it, but where can we finish now based on today's scoreline?
I think they were saying we could get to 59 points during coverage of the game. So we're in 10th and we're on 53. We're 2 points behind Arsenal, 3 points behind Everton and Spurs. So
they've got a game in hand, have they?
Everton and Spurs have, yeah. West Ham have got a game in hand. We're 5 points behind them in 6th.
Right. So, and in terms of how low could we finish then? Well, I'm just looking now. We've got 2 games left. Depends on how the results go this afternoon, I suppose, doesn't it? Southampton, Wolves, and
Southampton winning at the moment, yeah.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they won the look at Fulham. At home against Fulham at halftime.
Great stuff.
I just want to finish above Villa because I bet someone a pint that we would, and I know it's just a pint, but I'm taking it.
Right,
that's important.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna drink it with pride. I'm gonna
gargle it.
They've got a game in hand. The 4 points behind, but they've got a game in hand. So who's their game in hand against? It's Palace away tomorrow.
And Palace, yeah. I think I'll just go around quickly. Then, where do you think we're going to finish, Hannah, in the league?
I'm gonna say 9th.
9th. I'm liking that, above Arsenal or Everton. Who's going to overtake?
I'm gonna say Arsenal.
I like it.
I just want to finish. My mom's whole side is Wolves fans. That whole side of the family. So finish above Wolves. That makes me happy.
Well, we're 8 points ahead of them. So, it's looking pretty good.
And they've only got 9 to play for.
Yeah, we can't fuck it up that hard.
Yeah, but 9 to play for, aren't they? Ben, where do you think we're going to finish?
I think we'll come 10th, and I'll be absolutely over the moon with it. 10th above Villa. I'll be happy as a lad,
Agreed.
And we have to go soon, by the way. I'm wanted soon.
No. Just before you do go, Ben, who's your player of the season?
Oh, sorry, Matt. That's a great question. I'm going to give it to Stuart Dallas.
I'll take that.
It's just been an absolute workhorse, and it's come a long way since I queued up behind him in Argos about 4 years ago. Come a long way. Long way.
Hannah, who's your player of the season?
Dallas, easy.
Oof, he's mine as well.
Yeah.
What about you, Gilly?
Yeah,
well, we're all in agreement for once. I think that's possibly the first time it's ever happened that all 4 people who were on here actually agree with one another.
I changed my mind.
No, I'm just kidding. Brilliant. Well, I think we're probably a good time to wrap it up. Then, if Ben's going to go do some basing, whatever you want to call it. There's his amp. He's off.
Nice.
I'll get lad to give you a quick word.
Get him to do a rendition of Marching On Together, Ben.
Quick word.
Hello, lads.
Cheers, lads.
Okay, I'll get going now.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks for having us on. Nice to meet you.
All right.
See you.
Take it easy,
Pleasure.
See you, man. Bye.
Bye. So yeah, I think it's decent time to wrap up. Gilly, where are we going to finish just before we do?
8th.
8th.
Spurs are going to fuck up. Yeah, I am. Spurs are going to fuck up. And we're going to finish above Spurs and Arsenal.
What a prediction.
Hey, I'll take it. I'm going to go for 9th, and I think we will overtake either Arsenal or Everton. I think we've got a couple of games left that we should be winning.
Yeah.
Who do we have next?
We've got Southampton and then West Brom.
All right. Yeah.
We
should be getting 6. We should be getting 6 points. I'm not sure who the other teams above us have got moving forward, but regardless where we finish this season, I think we've had a great season. I'm already looking forward to next season because there's not a lot to play for now. I think I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the summer, letting the lads all go for a break and.
Well, or into international tournament and not have a break at all and then come back and do another season.
Well, there's always one pessimist in the room, isn't there?
One of the
Cheers for joining us, Hannah. Cheers, Matt.
I'm going to go shave.
Yeah, winding up his opponents.